know what's interesting about growing flowers and edibles and such is when you're growing edibles, you don't even necessarily have to have a pretty garden. You can just plant them wherever. Take a look at this. This is loofah. Loofah is a type of squash, and I have it trailing up my front porch. It will have beautiful blossoms, and it will help the pollinators. I also have lemon balm in 2 different pots. And I have echinacea growing here. There is, I believe, a canna, which can be used for chop and drop, but it also makes a beautiful flower. There's some goldenrod amongst my zinnias. I've got aloe in pots on my porch. There's some spearmint, and I've not gotten it. I've weeded some, but not a lot. I have some ragweed, but there's some goldenrod back there. And there's my elderberries. There's some comfrey. I have some, yeah, can't remember. But anyway, there's my elderberries. More comfrey. So it doesn't even have to really start off pretty. This is a work in progress, and it was worse when I moved in. This area is also a work in progress. You see all the ragweed. I've got to get out there and take care of that. I had hired someone to come over and clear out the weeds from back here, and thought he was going to do this, but he was unable to with the equipment that he had. So I'm going to have to hire somebody, I guess, to come and do it by hand, or either get out there and do it myself. Anyway, this area was overtaken by weeds, and I have since turned it into a watermelon patch. Of course, weeds still grow up. There's some ragweed. It. The nice thing about ragweed is when it's small, it pulls out relatively easy. Relatively. But I've got watermelons, more loofah that's growing clear up on my roof. I'm going to have to get it down and train it. They make beautiful trailing plants though. And then the cucumber that I thought was a cantaloupe. And I have been pulling all kinds of cucumbers off of this. I've already made some pickles, and don't have any ready today. Good. So it doesn't even really have to be pretty to start with. It's just a work in progress. So just start with something, but grow something to eat. Grow something that pollinators like. Not everything is a weed, and sometimes what you think is a weed is actually beneficial medicinal plants. Here's a little area over here that needs to be cleared, but look what I've got in here. This is American Beautyberry, which makes a beautiful shrub. The berries you can make jelly out of, and you can also use the leaves as an insect repellent, which works fabulously. I did that last year. Here's some blackberries growing. The chicken coop needs weed eating. There is a sassafras tree, which I'm going to come out and dig up because I want the roots. That wild lettuce. This is a grape, although I haven't seen it producing any fruit. I do not know if this is one that was my grandfather planted. I haven't found the base to it yet. It says it's a summer grape. I'd like to get to it and find out and maybe tame it. There's some more American beauty bush, beauty berry. There's wisteria in this too. And it's really a shame. The wisteria really smells good. But it's just, it takes over. And this looks like a individual plant here. Grape. Nope, it's not. It's coming off of that big vine right there. And I honestly think that may be my grandmother's, one that my grandfather planted, or my dad, I'm not sure. And it just goes all back up in there. And here's another sassafras. Isn't that pretty? Sassafras is such a pretty tree. It smells so good. Lots of goldenrod coming up here that I'm not going to take down just yet. This is a pokeberry. And there's some dog fennel next to it. You can actually use dog fennel stems when they get pretty big for fire starting. So I've been learning a lot about not just medicinal plants, but all the different weeds and stuff. People look at your yard and think, oh, what a mess that is. But then you kind of look a little bit deeper and see that there's more to it than just a mess. There's another beauty berry with a ragweed. Some more blackberries, wisteria, wild lettuce. We still got, it's a work in progress. Like I said, it's not perfect. It looks good in the fall and the winter when everything's died back and I can get in to pull it out, and in the summer it takes over. Forgot to show you the purslane. I have purslane in window boxes. And that actually is good. It has a peppery flavor. It's good on salads. But I never liked the wrought iron on the porch, so I thought I would have loofah for now to take over. I've got some sweet peas back there. Hopefully they'll take over when the loofah dies back. And that sweet peas, they're kind of climbing up the loofah. Interesting. And lots of zinnias. I like the zinnias because they bring in the pollinators. I like the look of elephant ears. To me, they're just pretty. Big giant leaves. And my epiphyllum, I did not even notice bloomed. About that. Interesting. There's a couple that's not open yet, so there's two that's going to open probably tonight.